Hi, guys. Welcome to the second episode of Put It in Perspective, where we discuss hot takes and new life experiences. I'm Vignesh, and I'm joined by my two lovely co hosts.
Hi, I'm Sneha.
Hi, I'm Swada.
And we're here to
Put
It
In Perspective. It's great, guys. Okay. It's great to be back. It's great to be back. It's been a bit, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, a lot has happened. Senior project presentations are over. I mean, Swada can't relate, but she had her community college stuff
Yeah.
too that she just finished.
I'm
so-
done with that though.
Yeah.
So
we're just in an age of kind of freedom. Our shackles are off and we're ready to fly away from our nest. Yes, like baby birds. Yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes.
Oh,
Okay.
we're baby birds now. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to, I mean, you can choose whatever animal you want to be, but personally, I'm a baby
Oh,
bird.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, to the part everyone's been waiting for. Are you guys ready to share your hot takes? Okay.
Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
into it. Well,
Not it.
can we
I
change
don't
it
want
up?
to go first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Wait,
It's gonna
That
hold
was-
on
that
for a
was-
bit.
Okay.
should I go first?
Go for it.
Sure.
Okay. So I have two that I was thinking about. So I'm just gonna say the first one, and if you guys don't like it, then we'll do the second one. Okay. So my first one is, I think that we should stop asking kids what they want to be when they grow up. Is there immediate thoughts, anyone?
Hmm.
Or
I wouldn't mind talking about this. What do you think, Vignesh?
I think what happened is that Sneha overheard a little kid being asked what they want to be when they grow up, and she was like, "No, you shouldn't do that." And then that's how this started. Okay,
How did
am I
you
right?
know? Yes,
Okay,
actually.
because everything you do,
Wow.
whether if it's for like an improv prompt or like for a hot take, is just based on whatever happened to you in your current life. Yeah.
I
Which
mean,
is-
like, where else do I get ideas?
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, life's the best place to get inspiration. But yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, do you guys want to talk more about this one, or
I want to hear your spiel first.
okay? It's
Yeah,
just
you know
like
what? Elaborate.
I don't know. So yeah, Vignesh was right. You know, we were at my, Rappy, and like everyone,
Yeah, right,
like it was the same
Rappy.
group. It was the same group, but there was this like she's in like I think fourth grade, and my dad asked her like, "Oh, what do you want to be when you grow up?" And she said a chef, and I was like, "Oh, that's so cool!" But then my dad had this disapproving look on his face, and I hated it. I hated it. I think, yeah, if you ask, okay, I think we should start asking questions like what kind of person you want to be when you grow up, or like, how do you want to have a positive impact on the world when you grow up, or something like that. Like, I don't think we should frame it in terms of like work and career, because it's like that's like really adult oriented. Like, kids don't think in terms of work innately. I think they think in terms of like leisure. So that's my thing. I think also like there's like kids care about what you think about them, right? And I think they internalize like whatever like response that you're gonna have to that question. So they're gonna be like, huh? Am I like less because I want to be a chef or something? Like, we need all types of people in the world. So that's my thing.
I'm detecting a lot of internalized trauma from that snake.
Wow.
I don't know.
Did
I
you
don't
want
know
to be
where
a
I
chef when you
stand
grew up, Sneha?
No.
No? What do you want to be when you grow up?
It's not my personal experience. I think I wasn't personally traumatized. I think I don't remember, but I've seen it happen, and I'm just like,
You're right. It is pretty distasteful, I have to say.
Yeah.
But
Do you say distasteful?
distasteful, yes.
Okay.
a little bit bitter in the mouth on my taste bud, just lingering in there.
my God.
Yes. But I do agree with you that more often than not, especially in Asian communities, if you say anything than engineering or doctor, you're likely to sleep on the couch, during the night. But I do disagree with you in the sense of what impact you want to make in the world, what type of person you want to be, that those are more kid type questions. Like,
Oh,
there's a lot of adults that can't answer that question. But if you ask a kid what type of impact they want to have, they're probably going to be like, I want to meet Dora the Explorer. That's the type of impact that they want to make in the world. Okay?
okay. I get what you're saying, but I just I like the idea of those questions more because like they're more likely to be like, oh, I want like what kind of person you want to be, like, oh, I want, or like another question is like, what are you curious about, something like that.
Mm. You're right. Those are better questions, but they're just different questions. It's like
Yeah.
it's like asking, do you like oranges or do you want to go to the park? And saying, do you want to go to the park is better than do you like oranges? There are different types of
Okay.
questions. I think we should ask all of these questions because they give different perspectives. Just to put it in perspective. Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I agree and disagree. Kind of like what Vignesh said. I think we should maybe stop asking kids that question. And I'll elaborate on that in a second. But then I also don't think we should ask questions like what kind of impact you want to make on the world. Because like, well, not only because like it's kind of like a different thing, but then also these are they're gonna say something like, oh, I want to cure every disease imaginable, and it's like, hey, we've been trying this for a while. It still hasn't happened. People are working on this. You're not going to be able to do that single-handedly when you grow up. Like, that's a great goal. But, like, also, it's just, like, it's going to be unrealistic in a sense because they don't really have, like, the best understanding of the world either. And also, so going back to why we shouldn't ask it, I think it is just, like, a mix of things. It, like, kind of, like, puts some kind of pressure on them because, like you said, they're going to, like, internalize whatever reaction they get. But then also, they kind of, like, this is like speaking from personal experience. Whenever people asked me that growing up, my answer changed every like 3 months. I like went from like swim teacher to like astronaut to like chemist to like I don't know what I'm gonna do. So it's like their answers can't be taken seriously unless it's like something they're super passionate about. That it's like in rare cases they might choose like one thing when they're 5 years old and just stick with that and actually do that. But then like more likely they're just gonna like choose whatever they think is the coolest at that age or like something that aligns with one of their interests, and then they're just gonna like run with that until they find something else that they like. So then I guess the better question to be asked would be like, so like what are your interests, what is something you hope to continue doing in your future, like something like in like that kind of sense, if that like makes sense.
It does make sense. But first of all, Swada, you're such an op, okay? To all the kids out there that want to cure all the diseases. Okay?
Okay.
Alright? Okay,
Look,
we're gonna have
I would
airplanes
probably
until
say
the
the
Wright
same thing as a
brothers
kid.
prove the haters wrong. Okay? So we
Okay.
you gotta let these kids have their ambitions. Let the world shape their reality, not you. But
You're right. Okay, fair enough.
I was worried you guys were gonna say like if you don't ask that question, people won't be ambitious enough. But like Swada was saying the opposite, like they'll be too ambitious or something.
It's like it's not like it's a horrible question asked. It's not like you're asking them if your parents got killed right now, what would your reaction be? Like it's not like a bad question. It's just like
What is this comparison?
you can't put
we're
put
horrible at
stock in their
analogies,
answer.
guys.
They're-
From do you like oranges to do you want to go to the park to oh, yes.
How would you react if your parents,
parents
were
are
okay?
killed.
Go on then.
but like you just can't put stock in their answers. It's like one of those questions where it doesn't really mean anything. Like it gives you a glimpse into like what this kid feel like has an interest in that point of time. But then like again, like the younger they are, the more you can't like really believe their answer. I guess like it's a more fair question to ask when you're like at like a teenager. Even then it's kind of iffy because you're a teenager, you're still figuring out your life, you probably don't know exactly what you want to do, but it's more likely compared to like when you're a child. This is like more a question you should be asking like college students, I guess, or like maybe like high school seniors. But like beyond that, or like upper like high schoolers too, but then like asking kids, that's like it like they're not really gonna know what they want to do, so it's kind of like pointless to ask.
See, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What I was gonna say is that you say this as if the implication is that you ask them expecting a really serious answer. You gotta understand the context of the conversation. If you're at the party that Sneha is talking about and you're asking Rafi what he wants to be when he grows up, the dad is not gonna take out a notepad and be like, yeah, locked in.
Right.
You're not gonna do anything else. It's more of a small talk type of thing, just to get to know the kid. It's kind of the same thing of like, hey, the weather's nice today. It's like, there's no point in saying that. I'm looking at the window. Okay, I can see the sun. It's not every question needs to have a point.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say
I know
something
that's
similar.
fair.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
go ahead,
mean,
go
like,
ahead.
I think the question is asked like not for the person that's like asking it. Like, rarely are you like genuinely interested. Well, you can be genuinely interested, but like it won't have an effect on your life. But it's more so like how the child will like internalize your response to it, or like how it'll affect their worldview. So like I don't know. I think it seems like a harmless question, but I think it can still shape their worldview. So I think we should ask it less.
Kids are becoming soft all nowadays. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay.
Oh, okay. But okay, I'm gonna like honestly, like I feel like there's kind of two dimensions to Spencer. There's like in like casual like conversation, small talk. Like if you meet a kid, you'll ask them, "So what do you want to do when you grow up?" But then also, I don't know if you guys like had this experience, but like a lot in like elementary school and stuff. Like when we just like do activities, at some point we had something centered around what do you want to do when you grow up. You get like asked that. We did like a whole project on it or like stuff like that. It's like it's like it goes beyond like small talk casual conversation sometimes, but then also like I did like mention earlier, it just like it gives more insight into what the kid is interested at that point. It doesn't like really like you guys said, it isn't like it's something to be taken seriously because it's really just like whatever the kid is saying, that's just like kind of the thing they find cool at that time. They're like, okay, I want to do this, it seems cool. That's like basically that's how most of them base their answers off. Let's be real. Like yes, like it gives insight into the kid, but then like Sneha said, it just doesn't like maybe we should ask it less. Yeah.
See, it's in the same category of what college you're gonna go to. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's just it's a question that everybody's curious about, but just gets asked too often.
Yeah,
When you're,
or
when
like
exactly, and when you're in the stage of a life of being a child, when they see you sucking on your what's pacifier and like eating dirt off the floor, it's like what the hell is going on in this kid's mind? Okay, what the hell does this idiot want to be when he grows up? So it's just another factor of that. Uh,
I don't know. I wasn't going for that young, but I was talking to my dad about this too, and he was saying like he kind of like scoffed at like my stance, and he was like, "This is such a privileged stance, you know?" Because and I like understand that stance as well. Is like if someone comes from a different background and they are like it's not about choice for them, it's about like necessity, then it becomes a different conversation because they can't like I don't know. Well, okay, actually, I don't know.
See this.
I think okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, actually, now that I think about it, like people without like privileged backgrounds can still have aspirations. But I don't know. I think it also depends on like access. I need to think about it more to articulate it better.
Like this is diving into a whole other topic, which I'm more than happy to get into because I'm kind of passionate about this. But look, you have to understand the Indian parents and like the Asian parents' perspective, right? So more than likely, there is a survivorship bias that happens when the Asians that go to America. The Asians that go to America are like, first of all, they're super ambitious. They're more likely to be in like the jobs that are like really highly demanded, and they came from a really hostile environment, right? They came from an environment where they didn't have access to many resources, and it was really hard for them to go day by day. And once they dove deep into those resources, like they went deep into computer science or engineering, like they became a doctor, and they started, and that's the reason that they were able to get the opportunity to go to America. They see that as like their life is objectively better now, and they don't want their children to suffer the same fate, right? But the intentions are good. The intentions are always good, but because they have that life experience and that perspective, it's hard to understand that the world is different now. There are more avenues and there are more options, and then there's more to life than just getting as much money as you can.
Mhm.
So when you consider all of that, it's important to consider all that. That's what I mean. It's important to consider all that before you take their perspective that hey, they come from a good place, but you also have to stay in your position and see what you want out of life.
Yeah, that's a
Wow,
really good
that
point.
got deep real fast.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I think,
That got deep.
Hmm.
yeah, for sure. I think the older generation of like, I don't know, first generation immigrants are very much about survival, whereas now it's more about just like living. Uh, but yeah.
And it's not just that if you don't become these specific job or careers that tend to have more success, that you can't arise from a really like poor background. It just it's just that they're playing a game of statistics. You're much more likely if you really put in the work and to put be an engineer, you're much more likely to be successful than compared to a chef or an artist. It's just a game of what actually happens. Percent likelihood. And your parents are there to make sure that you just live a happy life, and then that's what they're trying to do. But while their intentions are there, and even if you get the money, you may not live a happy life. And that's where you have to go there and self reflect and see what matters for you. So, yes. Yeah.
Mhm.
But this is kind of divulging from what we originally asked about what kids want to do. I don't think kids are going to think about this as deep as we put it to here. It's like, Timmy, have you
Yeah,
ever thought about your dad's perspective from India? Like, ever?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's never going to happen. But what I think is important is for Asian parents to acknowledge that their perspective is biased. Because what I see a lot more than not is that they see their perspective as objective and obvious, and they don't try to listen to anything that's new. And that could be more harmful than just asking the question here. Because if their perspective isn't able to open, then they're coming from that perspective of what do I want to hear rather than what does the child want, Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. So, like, going back to the thing of like, should we ask this question or not? It depends. Also, do you think it depends on like, like, like socioeconomic status at all?
So
Like,
like
Oh,
so like if they're in a village, they can't grow up to be anything. They're just gonna be in a village. Is that
I,
what you're implying?
oh my god.
um,
Okay, sorry,
I
go ahead.
I think what I was getting at is like if they're in a village, like not from the most wealthy background, and you go and ask this question of like what type of positive impact do you want to make in the world, like that almost seems like, I don't know, like inconsiderate of their conditions.
No, it's inconsiderate not to ask that question because you're implying that they can't make an impact on the world.
That's also true.
There's so many. I've heard so many stories about underprivileged backgrounds just being able to develop new technology and resources in a way that's accessible for the villages, that they have a bigger impact than a lot of people here in the US with much more resources. It's all about how you approach it. And that's the thing. If you're
Yeah.
asking that question, you're asking it with a certain sort of intention rather than asking out of curiosity. It can tend to go out of hand. That original question of what you want to be when you grow up. And see, these other questions also imply that you need to make an impact. You need to be this type of person. when it's really up to the child to mold that, right? And you're just there to guide them through the process. And I think it's much less important about the question than how you react to the child's answer.
Mm. Mm. Agreed. They're good points.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say something?
Yeah.
About that, or
I kind of don't remember, but it's okay.
okay. Okay. I don't know if I have much to add here.
Any thoughts though on what was said, Swara?
Well, I mean, like now, all I have like left to say on this is like final thoughts, I guess. You guys want to talk more about this, or should we like move on to like wrapping it up?
Let's like have like one like just everyone adds like their one additional thought, and then we'll go on to final thoughts because it doesn't feel like it's over just yet. I still feel like there's stuff brewing in your guys' mind that you guys want to add, but it's just not fully there yet. See, I think this is where I would play that elevator music.
Go ahead.
No, sorry. I just said that at the worst time possible. Go ahead.
It was just bad timing. But anyways, I think it is like to me asking this question is really just more about like we've covered like you can't expect like don't take stock in their answer. It's not like a serious question where it's like that thing they're saying it's gonna happen for sure 100% definitely. It's more so just about like thinking like learning what the kid wants, like where their head is at kind of. Like that's all you really get, because like you're not always gonna get like realistic responses. You might ask like a 5-year-old girl, what do you want to be when you grow up? She's gonna be like, I want to be a princess. Fairylandia. So like
sorry to break it to your child.
You're not always gonna get like realistic answers, so it's really just more about the kid, like what do they like, what where their head is at when you ask it. Like yeah, that's all I really see it as. That makes sense.
Yeah,
it's just what their interest is.
Yeah, I would agree, but also I think like even if you have like positive intentions or when you're asking the question, I think the impact that you have could be different. And I think we've been talking about this for a while, but I don't know. I think I still am in favor of like a shifting in framing, even though maybe not like as existential as like what positive impact do you want to make on the world, but just like something like what are you curious about or something like that. And also I agree with what Vignesh said of you shouldn't change the question based on like someone's background, because I think that in itself is like limiting for them. So or like yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Great, guys. I would love to revisit this topic like a few weeks from now and just see what your different perspectives are, because I think this is a sort of take that just evolves, around time as the more like your subconscious processes it. So hopefully we can revisit this.
Your subconscious is the only one thinking.
Okay.
My subconscious doesn't work like that.
Okay, but hopefully you guys have something new to add in a few weeks, or we'll forget about this, which is probably the better option. But yeah, yes.
What is that take? Just kidding.
Okay, my final thoughts. I think it's something that needs to be thought about more, not because people need to think about whether or not to ask the questions, but so they can understand the implications of the parent's role in a child's development, and it can open up those can of worms. The parents usually do think about their impact on child's development, but it's more with like actions and what they can stop them to do and what they can enroll them in. But a lot of a child's development also comes down to what they say to the child and how they encourage them to develop and shape them into their adulthood. And I think this question also opens up that cans of worms. But yeah, I didn't really have a stance on this. I just wanted to. There's just some perspectives I was curious about your guys's, take on. But yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's interesting. Yes.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. I guess I'll go. I don't
You
know.
move on.
Okay. So final thoughts wise, I think it is a question that like if it gets asked occasionally for entertainment, like just like see what the child enters, just like you know for fun, I guess. Basically, like I guess that's fine. Like in general, I do agree it should be asked less because it just basically everything we already said. There's a lot like under it, and like it seems like a harmless question, but then at the same time, there's like it has more of an impact than we probably think.
I like how you said like for entertainment. Like after they say they want to be a princess, you just point and laugh at
No, not
them.
like that.
You
Oh, you want to be a
Cinderella! Oh my
princess?
god! Oh, put the fries in the bag, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
But yeah, no, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. But yeah, you guys ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to go next, Wada?
Okay, yeah. So I guess the one I'll go with right now is I think we need to bring like as society as a whole. This is going to be a bit hard. It's kind of like a random kind of hard thing to like cover, I guess. But I think society needs to pay more attention to people who are chronically online to a point where it's like super unhealthy and like actually help like basically bring more awareness and like attention to helping people who have like just devoted their lives to, like being on the internet and like it's harming their lifestyle in a way. Basically, okay, I guess like I should expand on this more because as society, we live in the digital age. Things are just moving towards everything being technology based. We kind of can't escape that at this point. And like on some level, like let's say like 99% of the population. Okay, that might be a stretch. I'm kind of coming up with numbers here. But like a very large amount of the population has access to the internet, and then more than that, so much of us are like we're like kind of reliant on it at this point. I think that's a fair assumption to make because like it's a really big part of our lives, and like on some level, everyone has some kind of dependence on it. Some people might not use it a lot. That's great. Some people use it a little bit more. Some people use it a little more than that. That's okay too. Like I'm talking about the people that are just like it's like an unhealthy like thing. Like the amount of time they spent on the internet and like how much it just kind of becomes a part of their being. And I guess this kind of stems from the fact that like the reason I thought of this is I was watching this show called The Rookie. It's like a cop show. I've been watching it with my sister, and yesterday we were watching the like most recent episode that got released, and part of like the storyline was about this like um influencer couple. But basically they like it kept causing trouble for the main characters, like trying to do their job as cops because they're like these influencers, their fans were like so dedicated to them because they just spent like all their time online following these people, just like living their lives on the screen basically. And like that like impacted how they acted as people, their like sense of being and everything. And like I like that just made me think like, okay, this is a TV show. Obviously they're gonna like exaggerate things, make it more dramatic for effect, just like make it like that's how TV shows are, right? But then like out there in the world, there probably are some people that are just like so chronically online. Like I keep using this term. Technically, I'm chronically online too. I spend way too much time on the internet. But,
We
like
have
the people that
self-awareness.
just
Yes.
take it to the next level of just like they everything in their lives is like centered around that. Like that's so unhealthy. And like the fact that there probably is like the small percentage of the population that's just like kind of dealing with this problem, but like we ignore it. That doesn't seem that great. So that's kind of like where I'm coming from with this.
Yeah. Wait, by chronically online, do you mean like just like absorbing content that has like no value in your life, or do you also mean like making friends online too, but like only making friends online? I don't know. Like chronically online, does that mean like yeah? Okay,
Yeah,
I don't want to
I
repeat
should
myself.
probably like expand on what I mean by this. Like, I guess chronically online in the sense that like you spent at least 75% of your day like on a screen or like accessing the internet in some kind of way. Because I'm sure there are people out there that do this that just like spend so much of their day on their screen. But then also like a lot of that is just absorbing content that has like no value pretty much, or just like they start basing their entire like livelihood and personality off of whatever they see online.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't disagree with you that it's like a huge issue, but also just like there's I don't know my activity from this week on Discord. It taught me that some people just struggle to make relationships in person, so their friends referred them to the channel just to like get out of that like loneliness. So like that's like a positive aspect of like online, obviously just like making friendships, but also I think there's obviously like a definite issue of like just like absorbing meaningless content on the internet, which Vignesh's like life thing kind of hit at last week with like not watching YouTube shorts. But yeah. But your like hot take was that there should be like more societal support for those types of people.
Yeah, and like action to like help solve this problem, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. I don't know what that would look like. I think it would be hard to implement. I don't know.
That's true. That's fair. Vignesh, do you have anything to add to this?
Okay. So you touched on three separate things. So first you talked about chronically online, and then you went on to parasocial relationships. And I think the more overarching thing is that you want to talk about the general population, which doesn't have this extreme thing, but you're also talking about like NEETs. You know what NEETs are? Okay, so
Needs?
NEETs are basically people they are not employed, or like I don't know what the acronym is. If you guys can look it up, what the acronym stands for, as I'm doing this, I'd appreciate that. But they're basically just people who like aren't employed. They just spend their whole day like in their house, right?
Yeah.
And look, I don't think anybody who's I think like 99% of people who are chronically online don't like being chronically online. They're it's a symptom of a problem that lies deep inside. And part of that is the internet is too good of a coping system. Okay? There's too much things to do on the internet to just numb our emotions. And people are just, they they can't handle their emotions right now, right? They don't have like the built-in coping mechanisms to do that. So in order to say, like, instead of facing the disappointment and shame of you failing that math test, hey, let's go on YouTube and let's just forget about that. It's way too easy to do things like that, and it's it gets exacerbated the more and more you do it, and we just get desensitized. It's not like the first time you watch the YouTube video, you can watch it again, you can get the same enjoyment out of it. So I think that's what makes it just exponentially get worse for these people. And also at the same time, there is a movement rising. There is certainly a movement rising to help these people who want to get out of their seats. They want to be successful. They don't want to spend all their time online. And part of that is what the server I sent you, Sneha. There's this guy behind it. He goes by Dr. K, but he really touches on this. He comes at it from like both. He's a licensed psychiatrist and psychologist, right? So he comes it from a neuroscience perspective. He comes it from a clinical perspective, and he also comes it from like a spiritual perspective, because he also spent a lot of time as a monk. And he tells us how, like, what there's a lot of studies showing this, and they've all basically concluded on one thing, is that whenever you go and reach for your phone, or like you go on Snapchat and stuff, it's to distract yourself from emotions. Even if it doesn't feel that way, you're numbing some part of yourself. Like if you spend a whole day bed rotting, is so you can avoid feeling avoid feeling the negativity of doing the homework and stuff like that. And the more we get in touch with ourselves, the more we can avoid that. And I think that's what's lacking. I don't think the problem is the chronically online. I think the problem is that people are really, really struggling on how to deal with their day-to-day lives. They don't know how to deal with everything that's coming at them in the way that they can feel happy, and in a way that they feel healthy.
That's a pretty good point.
Yeah. By the way, NEET is Not in education, employment, or training. It's a
Yes.
good term. Um, yeah, I think part of it also, like I think that's a really good point, and like part of it, like why people are like deferring to having a whole life online instead of in person is just because in person life can be really overstimulating. But also, wait, now that I think about it, like the internet is like the worst thing for overstimulation because like your brain is like not designed to like wake up and look at like 30 different people first thing in the morning. So I don't know. I think again, just hitting at like the fact that it doesn't really solve anything, right? If you just like go on the internet and try to mask your feelings in that way.
I also want to bring the perspective of, let's say you just take the devices away from the person who's chronically online. It's not like their life is going to magically fix itself. See, they're doing this for certain reasons of masking their emotions, and if they don't process their emotions, it manifests in different ways. There's so many stories of how like people who like kids who spend like all their day on their iPads, when their parents take away any sort of thing on the internet, it manifests in like physical symptoms. Like their back starts hurting, their heart starts hurting because they don't know how to deal with these emotions that they masked by watching the internet. You have to go to the root of the problem, right? And I don't just think like what you're saying about overstimulation. I agree with you. That's also part of the problem. But I also think that internet offers an easy way out. I'm sure there's been certain situations where you guys like really, really, really didn't want to do something, but you knew it was necessary, and then once you came out through the end, you found out it wasn't that bad, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, right, Swada?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what the internet does is that it makes it too easy not to pick that option and not make you realize that, hey, it's not that bad to put myself through this challenge, to put myself through this exposure. And it just reinforces that, hey, I'm not strong enough to deal with the world. I don't have the agency to solve my problems. And that's what it is. It's not that people are using, it's not that the problem is that the online exists. It's that the way it's designed in a way that it engages the part of our brain and part of our emotions that tell us not to do things that makes us in a better place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And did you guys know that there's literally like companies and people who research on how to maximize the amount of hours these guys spend on Snapchat and Instagram, and like they do tests and runs to make sure like you guys spend hours and hours and hours just so you can get advertising money. Like they're literally hacking your brain, okay, to make sure you spend as much time as you can on your phone, right? And that's also that shows how it's kind of naive to do this by yourself, try to get off the internet by yourself, because there's so many powers that are working against you. Okay, it's important to ask for help and try to see what you can do for yourself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Um, I don't know. So, like, the server, like, you mentioned, like, the goal of the server was to, like, kind of help with this issue,
Right.
right?
It's not just the server. The server is kind of like an addition to that, but like there's a whole project behind the whole like YouTube channel, the way he streams. He just wants to, what is it, spread like his knowledge, right? In the sense of, hey, this is what worked for me. This is what helped my clients, improve this in way. And he offers like free courses and stuff like that. So he is kind of like a self improvement guru. But the only reason I brought him up in this is the sense of there is a movement rising to help these people who are chronically online. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Mm, I don't know. Because, like, some of the people I met in the server, they seem like they were using that as an escape, you know? Like, one
Yes,
person,
yeah.
yeah, one person, they had, like, a final coming up and they weren't studying. And anyways, like, I don't know, a lot of people on there, like, weren't employed and stuff, but I think, not looking down on the people in that server, but I don't know. Okay, actually, I'm not in their shoes, so I don't know if it, like, helps them out of whatever position they're in or, like, kind of digs them
Here's
further in.
I'll ask you this question. So let's say that
Yeah.
didn't exist. Like those channels, voice channels didn't exist in that server. What's the alternative? They're gonna watch YouTube. They're gonna scroll on TikTok. At least the server is facilitating an area, a space where a lot of people can come together and talk and communicate.
Mhm. Okay, that's fair.
Taking
That's
it
fair.
away
That
doesn't
would-
solve the problem. Him procrastinating on the finals. He's gonna do that anyway if he's procrastinating over there.
That's true. That's true. People don't necessarily go to the park and say hi to the nearest person sitting on the bench. So I guess this is a good alternative.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna touch on two things here. I think a lot of like what you guys have discussed, it also just like starts getting into the thing of like in a lot of ways for some people, it's kind of like an addiction. Like that's
Yeah.
honestly what it's become.
Yes.
Especially like with like social media, like it all that short form content, it literally alters your brain chemistry. Like it's it's an addiction, and it's not that obviously it's not a good thing, and it's why we need to like bring more attention to it and stuff, I guess, because like at the end of the day it's not helping us, it's like doing more harm than good. Like that's another thing. But then also I guess I wanted to touch on the thing that I'm not saying that I think like kind of straying into like a lot of different areas with this, because it is like such like a broad and like expansive thing. But like people who use like something on the internet, some form of like that, to escape from their reality, like okay, we all do that on some level or another. It's not like something we can exactly escape, because like it's just something we come to like naturally do in a sense. But then I guess like my like what I was trying to get at more is just the like people who like do it so much that it becomes like such a big part of their life that they start basing things off their personality off like what they see on the internet and stuff like that kind of thing. What like they like start controlling everything they do based off of what they see on the internet. Like that's just kind of like where the issue I was trying to get at. Like that's where that lies.
I disagree with you that it's natural to go and like even just do a couple of shorts content, to mask the emotion and stuff. It's normal in this society, but to say it's natural is completely different. When we were like in the Stone Age, we didn't go on TikTok, to mask our emotions. That's that. Okay, that's part of the thing I'm kind of getting at, in the sense of we aren't evolved. Our brains aren't meant to consume this type of content. Before, when something really bothered us, we would have like tenuous tasks that we would do. Like, let's say that you needed to churn the butter, and you're like in the village. Churning butter takes a lot of time. Okay, let's say like you're really angry and you just spend a lot of hours churning butter. That literally, it gives you time to process your emotions, and you literally be fine, and then you move on to the next day. What forming any sort of shorts content or any sort of YouTube video or like playing any game, what that does is that it literally presses the pause button on processing your emotions. It literally like puts it down there, right? And it's kind of like I said this earlier when I was talking to about you guys. It's kind of like a trash can, right? All these emotions, they start coming in, and if you don't press the play button on processing it, it's gonna get overfilled and you get overwhelmed, and then that's when you're gonna get a chronically online person. A chronically online person is just what happens when this problem gets taken too far, in the sense of it's a normal person, like it's like just like any of us, but they just left the trash can too overfilled. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah. So to avoid that happening altogether, it's it's I think it's part of the part of what's gonna help the problem is looking how normal people deal with it, right? And see how it becomes chronically online. And see what you can do to help the normal people avoid from becoming chronically online, in the sense of like giving them appropriate coping mechanisms. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Rather than just blaming the chronically online people for being chronically online.
Yeah, no, like okay, two things. First, I don't disagree. I'm not saying that it is like natural to just like want it. Like I'm saying, in our world today, it seems like it's become like that's become the natural, like supposedly natural way to deal with your problems. Like that's just how it's. I'm not saying that's how it actually should be, or how it
Okay.
is. Like that's just the direction we're going towards
Yeah.
as society in the digital age. And then also, wait, I low-key forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. Yeah, no, I don't remember. My bad.
Anything
Oh,
thoughts
yeah,
on
wait,
that?
no, I remember.
Oh, okay.
I remember.
Okay.
Sorry. But yeah, no, I'm not. I don't think it's like the people themselves that are the problem. I'm just like we should because like the issue itself is a problem, and like I'm saying we should be doing more as society to like work on the issue and stuff so that this doesn't happen, so that people aren't so impacted by it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that people should shift their focus away from the problem being the internet and problem with people not dealing with their. I keep saying emotions and stuff, but that's literally what I'm getting at, right? If you
Yeah.
can't process your problems correctly, no matter if you take away the internet or anything else, you're still gonna face those issues. So yeah,
Mhm.
yes. All right. I feel like there's more to say, but I don't think you have much to add on to this topic as much as we say. We're starting to talk in circles. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Any final thoughts, guys?
This is kind of a big thing.
Yeah.
It's a lot to tackle because like this gets into like so many different things. Like it's not just like there's like the neuroscience, the actual like physical, psychological, physiological part of it, but then there's also like society, and there's just so many things with this.
Yeah. If only we had an expert to hop in with us, guys. I'll ask Mr. Batter to hop on with us, okay, next time.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Any final thoughts, guys? Before we move on.
I don't have anything new to add.
Yeah. So I'm saying final thoughts, like summarizing what you think.
Okay, summarizing. Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely a prevalent issue. I don't know. I think also like grind culture plays into it a little bit. Of I don't know. Like people are consistently like I don't know, feeling like they need to do so much, and then with the little time that they have for themselves to like process what happens in real life, they try to feel like they're maximizing it by going on their phones or something like that. There's a term for this, but I forgot. what
Hustle
it is.
culture.
Huh?
Hustle culture.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I don't know. There's a term for like
Workaholic.
staying up.
Workaholic.
No, like staying up late on your phone, trying to
Oh,
maximize
bed
the
night.
amount of time.
Bed night procrastination.
Something like that. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So yeah, I think there should be more resources like in person. Or not that. I think I don't know. The norm should be shifted to like sitting and thinking with your emotions and becoming less uncomfortable with that.
Yes. Yes.
What I did
absolutely
all
agree.
week by staring at my wall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You threw all those emotions at the wall, okay? All your tears, your anger, your frustrations, it's all on that wall, okay? See,
Oh
Yeah.
man.
I know it's going to sound corny when I say this, but I think this is part of the thing that meditation can solve. I think that's what meditation is. Sitting down with your emotions and processing them, journaling, going out for a walk, all these things, okay? There's supplements because we're living in a day and age where we're not supposed to be. We're not supposed to have these phones, okay? And we need to have these supplements to go back to facilitate the type of mind that we have. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, final thoughts. I'm gonna summarize. Let's stick to like what it started with. Basically, I just think as society we should start shifting at least some of our attention to people who have addiction to like the internet and social media to the point where they start basing their personalities and lives on it. That's what we need to start like paying attention to. It's probably going to become a bigger problem, so we might as well start like trying to help out manage it.
Mm-hmm.
And not only pay attention to those people, but pay attention to normal people and avoid them from becoming those big people. But yes, I agree. Okay,
Yes.
all right.
I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah, all on the same page, yes. Yeah. Okay. Are you guys ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Who wants to go next? I guess I'll go. All right. Okay. So my hot take is, okay, get ready, guys. Everyone should spend at least a week in the jungle. Okay, change my mind.
Can you
Everyone.
elaborate?
No. What are your first
Immediate
impressions?
thoughts. I think wait. Like at what age? I don't know. Just like at any point in their
Baby,
life.
Stephen Hawking, anybody. Come on.
A baby?
That's why I need elaboration.
At some point in your life. Wait. Okay, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think there's a
Look.
need.
We live in a very soft society, okay? There is no survival of
God.
the fittest. It's survival of the richest, okay? And this will stabilize things, okay? Elon Musk wouldn't survive a day in the jungle. Neither would a lot of people, okay? This needs to happen, okay? Whether you get bitten by a frog or you get jumped by an Amazon hunter or you get eaten by a tiger, it's the way of things. You should become a nature documentary, okay?
Wait, but then like, I think that becomes discrimination at some point. because-
No, you're discriminating. That's like calling the people who died, who were dumb in the caveman age, as discrimination. It's just life.
Wow. It's a really
Okay.
hot take, actually.
GG
Yeah.
no re. Okay, easy game. Okay, all right.
Wow.
What the? Wait, but like our world doesn't prepare us to survive in those conditions.
Exactly. We need to have the people who can survive in the jungle. Yes.
I don't know, but like once you come out of that week in the jungle, like
You're a
I
new
don't
man. You're a new woman.
I don't know. I
It
think
gives you a
Huh.
newfound appreciation for what you have. How can you appreciate your plumbing, your access to food, your electricity without halfway not being eaten by a tiger or having your leg amputated? Like, how can you really appreciate that?
my senior project like kind of got into this a little bit, like a teeny bit, because like going back to our evolutionary history and stuff, like the reason why we have so many like different people in our world and like some
Wait, no, I don't mean like survival of the
Whatever.
fittest right now. Okay, wait till the jungle to die. Jeez, Swana. Oh my god. Oh,
I don't know. Like I
Oh,
think
man.
tiger caught her tongue.
Sorry, continue. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, are you okay? Can we
Yeah,
still
I
ship you
choked
off to
on
the
my water.
jungle? Okay, great. You were saying
No,
something?
can it accept me, please? I'm really not like doing that. Exempt me, it's fine.
We'll have a draft, okay? Yes.
Oh boy.
Okay.
All right, please carry on, Sneha. I'm so sorry for that
I see.
interruption.
I think in theory it would be an interesting like experiment, okay? Because I think people have evolved and like different types of people exist for specific reasons. So like some people naturally explore more, whereas others naturally like exploit their known resources more. And I think putting everyone in the jungle and like just like playing to what everyone does naturally, like it could be a good experiment to see like how humans will like collaborate with each other to survive, and like reminding us that I don't know, like different people bring different things to the table. But like realistically, like a lot of people are gonna die, you know?
Okay, I never said you couldn't bring a gun, okay? So,
Oh,
okay, you can bring a gun with like a bullet in it, just one bullet, okay? Like your get out of jail free card. But if you miss that bullet, you're kind of, I don't know what's gonna happen to you. But look,
wow.
yeah, you kind of touched on what you said before. Like, there's a reason why people have OCD, ADHD. It's like it evolved so because it gave some advantages in like surviving. Like people with ADHD, like they're more likely to detect a tiger running at them, or like
Yeah.
they can detect differences in their environment, right? So stuff like that. So yeah, it can give us a newfound appreciation for what we have. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And imagine meditating in the jungle. It'd be pretty fun. Okay. So yeah.
Until you get eaten by a tiger.
The good for the tiger, I guess. I hope I'm tasty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I I agree with you, Sneha. I think like as an
But that
experiment, it would be
Vignesh.
interesting to
Just
see.
kidding.
But like,
I think that's what that implies. You agree with the person that
uh,
disagrees with me. She doesn't agree with me. It's okay.
but like realistically speaking, because okay, basically this just entails putting humans back to their biological roots in a way that we are desperately not prepared for. Because like humans have evolved in a way that like society has just like strayed so far away from like how we were originally, I guess, like when humans first evolved and stuff. Like it would not work out because like back then, like it's like in nature, I guess, survival of the fittest, like it works in that natural way. But like in our society, survival of the fittest is kind of like you said, survival of the richest, really. But then it's like throw humans into survival of the fittest in that natural sense, it would be pretty catastrophic, I think.
Look, society has changed, but humans have not. Okay, what? So humans have been evolving for millions of years, but we've only been in this sort of civilization for 2,000. We haven't evolved for this sort of society. We never have. Okay, we only think we can because we were born and we were raised in the society. But it'd be totally different if we were, what is it? For the jungle. There are people living in the jungle right now. I think this kind of proves my point. There are nomadic
Yeah.
tribes in Africa that are doing completely fine. That look
Yeah.
ripped, may I add. They're doing completely fine. Okay, they're not eaten by any tigers. So yeah.
I think maybe like genetically, all of us have like the resources, like intelligence wise and
Yeah.
like fitness wise to like survive. But I think it would like take a good amount of time for us to actually like update our like cognitive
No,
resources.
that's not how it
Actually,
works. It's
I
already
think a
it's
lot of
all
people
in
would die
there.
before that.
Obviously, but no, it's
So I
not
think
about updating. I'm talking about as soon as you're born, or like, I don't know. I'm not talking about you spend a lot of time in, what is it? You spend a lot of time in society and then you go to the jungle. That's different. I'm talking about like you're raised a little bit in the jungle, right? So yes, yes. You become
This is why
Mowgli.
we needed that elaboration. That changes things.
this is such a oh my gosh. Anyways,
Actually, you know what? People, if they want to, they can spend a little bit of time in society and then go to the jungle. It's up to them, okay? It's up to them. I'm not gonna be the arbiter, okay? I'm not gonna be God, okay, and tell them what, okay? But yes.
yeah. Maybe like if there was like a life patrol that made sure no one dies, and it's
No,
just like a
people should
episode of
die. That's the
Survivor.
point. People dying is the point.
No, I think people will learn their lesson even if no one dies. We just put
No,
them through a bit of
no.
hardship.
There are too many people that don't learn the lesson after doing their homework for me to trust them to not learn the lesson after coming back from the jungle.
Wow, they're a little ruthless, but
They're not worthless. They're for a bigger reason, a bigger cause. Yes. Hey, look, I'm not the one being ruthless. It's the tigers and the poison dart frogs and the piranhas that are being ruthless. Okay, I'm just putting them there.
yes. But I like this idea.
You do?
But yeah, I like it.
Okay. I do not like this idea, Victor. Oh my god! Ah!
We should make that a clip. Okay. Anything else?
I don't know.
We should make that a clip. No.
It would help with the chronic
Yeah. Oh, so true. Actually, Loki. Okay. Oops.
What? What happened? Did you pick up the blanket just to put it up?
No, sorry. I was trying to look for this fidget toy I got yesterday. I just wanted to
Oh.
play with it.
Cool.
Look what I did
Yeah.
to my
See,
what is it? Paperclip
Paperclip?
during our
oh my
conversation.
god. This is proof you guys should be in the jungle. Okay? You don't need fidget toys in the
It's
jungle.
fun.
Okay?
I
Yeah.
also have my emotional support elephant with me.
Yes. Bring Benji next time, okay, on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. Do you guys have anything more to add? Final thoughts?
Nothing new, but
You said that last
know-
time, and then you brought up hustle culture. So yeah, nothing new, but something new, guys.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you actually brought it up realistically.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
but like, how am I supposed to follow up with the 2 hot takes you guys said with something serious? Okay.
That's true.
Okay, I want to spend a week in the jungle. The jungle, the mighty jungle. Okay, that's what I want to do. Yes. Okay. Final thoughts,
Okay.
guys.
Final thoughts, it would be an interesting experiment, right? And we would become more appreciative of each other and our different specializations.
It'll be about the friends we made along the way. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
right.
Yes. I think hypothetically, it sounds kind of funny. It would be a great experiment, but then like also,
Funny
Yeah,
until you get eaten by a
yeah.
tiger, but that would also be funny. Okay, so yeah.
I think it would help with population stuff. too.
Yes. Okay, more food. Don't you guys want that? More boba. Okay, more boba for the rest of us.
oh my god.
Is there any
So we
boba in
can-
the jungle?
Yes. In the mighty jungle. Yes. No, we'll have more boba so we can burn more calories. Okay, and we'll be fine. Okay, we'll go back to society. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. My final thoughts are: I'm right and you're wrong. Okay. Yes.
Okay. No thoughts.
Right, you're
Very
wrong.
insightful.
Yes. Okay. Your final thoughts, Swada?
Didn't
I think
I
Swada
share
already
Oh,
Yeah.
you did? Okay. I think there's a proof I should go
Yeah.
back to the jungle. Okay. All right.
Right.
Are you guys ready to end the segment? Ready to move
Yeah.
on to the life experiences segment? Whoop, whoop.
So excited.
So excited! Let's do this, okay? All right. First, let's do a reflection, guys. So, how was it this week? First of all, tell the listeners what your weekly challenge was.
Should I go first? I'll go
Go for
first. So my weekly challenge was to like join a new Discord server and make 35 plus friends. I failed in this challenge. I made 21 friends.
Boo!
Yeah.
No tomatoes
I
at your
tried.
guys.
I tried. I was telling Vignesh I think I would have been able to do it during another week.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, it was a nice actually like I kind of didn't enjoy like the obligation of like having to come home from like a day and then like doing this, but like while I was on call, like the conversations were like genuinely entertaining sometimes and it would stay on for a bit too long. So I think I can see myself continuing to do this like maybe like once a week,
Oh,
if that.
really?
But I think it would be nice to do like with a friend or yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it might be something that I do like once a week, once a month. Who knows?
Yeah. Is there anything new you learned from this? Anything new?
Anything new I learned? I met some neats. That's actually, but I don't know. I think it's just so cool. Like everyone's like in such a different place in their life. I think like there were people who like ran away from home. I don't know, people who just like, and everyone's just like sharing random stuff. It's just entertaining. I don't know. It's better than like going on Netflix and like watching a show.
Did it make you start to reflect and be like, hey, I'm not so different from these people like all around the world?
Yeah. In some, yeah. Because I think, I don't know, like when you see a stranger, you think like, oh, they're like so, you like your brain automatically like alienates them. But I think just like going on this server and just like talking, like everyone's just down to earth for the most part. So yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to share of how it was to do all this?
Me?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, Okay, what I mean is like you had your initial expectations, right, written on the doc. We're gonna open
Yeah.
that up real quick and see how different it was from what actually happened, or how similar it is to what actually happened.
Okay, my initial expectations, I think.
Wait, open up
I
the
don't know.
doc. You wrote them down in the doc, right?
No.
You
Oh
did
wait,
it?
I did.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't, I was gonna say that's so real. I did too, but like even if you didn't,
Yeah.
it's still real.
Where's my pip log?
I like that. The pip log. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's so natural.
Oh, okay. It was kind of pessimistic, so I said probably not going to become that close to any one person. More screen time lol. Oh, I didn't take this seriously. Meeting more people from different places. Okay, so it's true I didn't become that close to any one person, but like there were some people that like I felt like I automatically vibed with. Like they were so funny sometimes.
Mhm.
So yeah, and like some of them like DM'd me afterwards. Like I don't know. So it's nice, like feeling that sort of what is it? Not rapport, connection with someone you've never met in person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I make you guys do these prior expectations, because you imagine your initial expectations to be different than what they actually were, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it gives you
Yeah.
that new perspective. Okay. All right. So.
That should be a soundboard.
Also, how do you think the dynamic is different from talking to some person in VC that you don't know versus someone you don't know in person?
I think it definitely like makes them more open to opening up. Like if they don't see a face behind the screen, I don't know. And like the fact that it is random people like just helps you share whatever. It's like some even stuff that you wouldn't share with like people that you know. Like I don't know. There was one person who like told the like the whole VC like every single detail of their dating life, and I was like, like they definitely wouldn't share this with like people that they know from like school and stuff. So it's just a nice place to vent and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any questions, Swada?
No. I mean, you asked all like the big, deep, physical questions, so yeah.
Yeah.
We should make that a soundboard.
Okay, I guess. I don't know what that was. But anyways, I guess the one question I would ask is, do you think if you like try this at a different point in your life, would it be easier for you to make a bunch of friends online?
I think right now is like the most social I've been. I think like in the past I was pretty like during I don't know, I think in high school if I did this like I would view it as more of a waste of time. But now I don't know, I found that I valued it. So
yeah. Cool. And did you say you enjoyed it? Like you said you would do it again, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Give me a scale from 1 to 10. How much did you enjoy it and value it?
Yeah, I think I didn't like having the obligation to do it and like make a specific kind of friends because like I was like even though I was having a good conversation with some people, I was like, oh, I should probably join a different lobby so I can friend more people.
Yeah.
So, but like so like considering that, maybe like 6.7.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How much did you value it? For a scale of 1 to 10.
A different rating. I think I valued it more than I enjoyed it.
Okay.
So, like 7.8. Yes.
Okay. All right. Great. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Neha. And I'm glad you're able to do that. Okay. Was it difficult for you?
So many follow-up questions.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't difficult. Like some days I was tired because I had to work quite a few times, so I was tired. But like it wasn't hard or anything.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Okay. I'm gonna stop it with the questions. Okay. I think we've extracted enough information. We squeezed that orange dry. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to go
You might
next
as
one?
well eat the orange peel at this point.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I have a lot to say about mine, so be prepared for a lot of yapping.
Oh, I
Okay,
love
so
that.
my challenge was to stare at a wall for 30 minutes every day. Technically, I failed because I haven't done it for the last few days. Just because I was out of the house and stuff for like half the day, so I got busy. So then I kind of forgot about it, and I just didn't get a chance to do it. But I did do it for like most of the week, I guess. So that counts for something.
Mhm.
I guess I'll start by reflecting on my expectations. Let me pull up my pick log real quick.
Yes. I love this part, guys. I love it. Okay, it's my favorite part.
Let's see, where is it? I took a bunch of forensic science stuff in here, bro. Anyways, that's a whole other thing. Okay, I found it. All right. So, according to this, when I first like started it, I was kind of looking forward to it to see where my mind would be at when I did this, how it would go. Cause okay, I don't know. I'm just a very thinky person, I guess. Like I just do a lot of thinking in general. And then like according to this, I thought I said I might get bored, but at the same time, I don't have any issue coming up with things to think about. So yeah, getting on to like what the actual experience was like. I think I've been looking at this more from the perspective of like not the staring at a wall part of it, but more so what like the result of that. So like being left alone with my thoughts. That's kind of like what I've been focusing on with all of this, I think. In terms of like staring at the actual wall, well, the
Was
first
the
day I
wall
did it, I
nice?
was actually staring at my closet door actually. But
Oh,
then
so you failed
I
the
will
challenge.
show
It
you
wasn't
guys.
staring at the wall.
I will show you the wall. This wall right here, this empty space. That's the one I was staring at most of the time. But anyways, so I
Oh,
think
God.
at some point I like locked in, so then I was literally just like it was like a staring contest with the wall basically. So it did become like about that part at some points. But then other than that, so like the whole other side of it of just like thinking and stuff, it was a roller coaster, I guess. I did not have the best week. Lots of stuff happened. So that kind of like fed my mind a lot of like bad things to think about. So then when I was finally left alone with all my thoughts, so like I had this chance to just like reflect on everything, it didn't go great because I spent a lot of my time like overthinking and like just like reflecting on everything that like went wrong and stuff, and then that led to like more negative thinking and stuff. I think what the first day I described it as like top 10 things gone wrong in my life compilation. Honestly, that played a couple times throughout the week, but we're gonna ignore that. But it's just yeah, I think if it was like any other week, it probably could have gone a little better, but like things just didn't go right this week, so then it ended up being like less of a good experience. Because like I think at some point on like one of the days, I didn't cry during it. I thought I was gonna start crying because like I was thinking so much. Then I was like, okay, you know what? It's fine. I made it through it. But then afterwards, I think I either started thinking more than like I should. Like I didn't do anything else and I just kept staring at it and thinking, or I started doing something else and then I stopped and then I went back to thinking and then I ended up crying and stuff. That could also just be because my hormones are all over the place right now because I'm still on my period. But anyways, so other than that, I think also just like the positive side of thinking, just like thinking neutral, but then also positively. That was the fun part. That's the part I enjoy because like beyond all the sad stuff, when I do like start like imagining things or like planning for things or stuff like that, I kind of have fun with it because like it gives me a chance to like either like look forward to something or like imagine things, think about expectations and stuff. So then in some kinds of ways, it's kind of like a fun escape because like I started thinking a lot about like college and like my expectations for that, how it's gonna be, imagining stuff for that and stuff. So that was fun. So like that side of it, I guess, like was pretty good. I'm glad I had the chance to just like put everything else aside and just have that designated time to think about things. I've said the word think at least like 500 times in the last whatever minutes. But anyways, um, yeah, I feel like I had more to say, so I'm gonna like look at my daily logs really quickly just to like make sure I'm not missing anything.
All right. While that's happening,
Yeah.
I want to ask if you would do this again. Like, if you found it to be a valuable experience.
Yeah, okay. So I'm pretty sure you already asked me this too. But I don't remember what I said, so I'll like it's a new perspective, okay?
Right.
I'm putting it in perspective another time. Thinking back on it now, I think it's still like a no. Just like I wouldn't set aside 30 minutes just to stare at a wall. If in terms of like if I look at it from the thinking perspective, just like have that time to think, I wouldn't do it. Because there are plenty of other times during my day and in my life where I do this kind of thinking where I'm not doing anything else. I'm just like either staring off or like zoning out or something and doing that thinking. Like for car rides, for example, whenever I like go somewhere, I'm always just like staring out the window thinking about life. So like I kind of like get these opportunities anyways. So I feel like I don't need to like have this like designated time to do it. But then also, I guess like if I broke it down, it's like manageable minutes of like just like for fun, stare at a wall like randomly to like do something kind of weird for no reason for like 5 minutes a day. I wouldn't be opposed to that. So in that sense, I wouldn't mind doing it again.
Did you? Oh yeah, go ahead. Finish your whole spiel.
Sorry,
Okay,
but
then I'll do my follow-up question.
The one more thing I wanted to say is I wanted to add on the time aspect because like doing it for like a whole 30 minutes, I would like start my timer on my phone every day and just like set it aside, and then I tried to like hold off on like checking the time. It was like such a mixed experience thing because like sometimes it felt like time was like going by really slowly and I was like I feel like I should check how much time has passed, but I like held off on it. But then sometimes I caved and like I'd like check it and be like, wow, it's only been this amount of time since the last time I checked. It's like nothing has passed. But then on the other hand of that, sometimes I just like got so caught up in thinking, I'd like look at the time and like, oh, 20 minutes has passed already. That's kind of crazy. So like the time perception was kind of weird with it. And like overall, it was a roller coaster because like even like within like 30-minute sessions, it would start off good, then end up bad, or then go back to being good, or like it would be bad, it would stay bad, or just be good the entire like it's stuff like that. So it was just like really up and down. That's my spiel.
Okay, it's cool. It's cool. Look, if you were, what's the most valuable thing you took away from this experience?
I don't know if there is really anything new that I took away from this. Cause like the conclusions that it's like more so this has affirmed conclusions I've come to before as a result of like me analyzing like my thought pattern and my thinking and stuff. This just kind of like reaffirmed a lot of like what I've realized about myself. Which is I guess I'll share. I didn't used to be as much of like an overthinker, but I guess in the last like few months, like basically the second half of senior year, like I've turned into like a really big overthinker. I can like I accept that, like I realize it. And then also like beyond that, I guess I have issues I need to work out. I need to deal with my emotions better and stuff and find better ways to cope with everything. But like this just kind of reaffirmed stuff I already knew.
Did you said something about like finding a better way to cope with your emotions? Does this help you cope with your emotions?
Not really.
Okay.
I guess in some ways it was yes, because it was good to like have that chance to like actually think through everything. But then at the same time, it was a lot of it was also just like overthinking and like rethinking about stuff I should have moved on from. So like I kind of like opened my mind up to like reliving past experiences that I should like. It kind of like I don't know how else to put it. Like it opened me. It gave me a chance to like just I don't know how to put it. Basically, like I got too much extra time to think about stuff.
You were ruminating.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's what it is.
So I think cope was what I was trying to get at. Did it help you process your emotions?
Not really.
Okay. All right.
Like it didn't. It's not like I didn't process my emotions, but it wasn't anything that I wasn't already doing before. If that makes sense.
I see.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So like I'm curious because you've been saying like sometimes you felt more overwhelmed after the sessions and sometimes you felt better. But like throughout the week, do you think like your mental load was a little bit better if you since you did it every day or like or no?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think so like my mental load did get better over the week, but I don't necessarily think it was because I was doing this. I think it was more so just because more time had passed, so I moved on from it. But it wasn't really like a result of me like sitting down like thinking for 30 days. Or 30
That's
minutes
fair.
a day, if that makes sense.
30
Yeah,
days, yeah. No, that's fair.
that's my bad.
Do you want to dedicate more time to just doing nothing after this experience, or like even if it's a couple minutes more?
Yeah, honestly, because this also when I like because like I've like planned out time in my day to do this, right? Because like when I first thought of it, I was like, wow, I'm like taking 30 minutes out of my day to like do absolutely nothing when I could be using that time to be doing something else. But honestly, I think it's for the better if I just like spend more time purposefully not doing anything because it makes me feel like more inclined to like use the rest of my time more productively.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
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 And also, what it's like if we were like from my perspective at least, if I wasn't spending that 30 minutes, just doing nothing, I would have just I would have just watched some video, found some other way to fill my time. So it's just like
Mm-hmm.
if I spent the 30 minutes just to stare at the wall, then the rest of my day would be like 30 minutes less, but it'd be doing stuff I prioritize more. Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you feel like that, Swada? That you just ended up doing things you prioritize more?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
But also, I have too much free time to begin with, so
Okay. Cool. Cool. Did you feel weird while doing it? Like you were just like aware of your space and like you're just sitting in it doing nothing.
yeah. At some points, it did feel like that. Like I either once or twice, like either my mom or dad came into my room while I was doing it, so like I had to stop for like a second and like respond to them and stuff. So like they just like see me staring at my wall, and I guess it could have seemed weird, but at the same time, this is not the first time they've like walked into my room, see me staring off at space. Like maybe not. I don't know.
It's just Swada being Swada. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully
Alright.
they saw it that way.
All right. Do you have any more questions, Neha?
Just a reflection. I think
Okay.
there's like two different types of people in the world. Like people who sit in the car and like stare out into space, and people who like go on their phone while waiting to get to their destination. And you sound like Swada. You sound like the person who like stares into space and stuff.
Well, because she said it, but okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
You sound like the person
I didn't
that you
outline
said you
that already.
are. Great conclusion there, Sneha. Oh,
Very reflective.
yeah.
What am I getting at?
She
I
wasn't
think-
reflecting, she was paraphrasing.
Right.
Okay, then I guess I have nothing else to offer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
No, you're fine. Fine. I don't know. I don't think I have a new point, but I'm just saying, like, some people would have found this activity like really mentally like grating, and their
Yeah.
like brain.
The
like, you
chronically
Yeah,
online people
that's
would
fair.
have thought that. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it's a good sign that you didn't struggle too much with it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it helped that part of the wall had Oikawa on it. So yes.
Okay. Well, I wasn't even looking at that part. I should have like looked at different spots in my room every day. You know what? I just might do this again for like a week, and but every day I choose a different spot to focus on.
If you do
and, like,
that,
see if that
definitely
changes
do a
things.
log about it. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll get extra points for it. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Wow.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Okay.
For like dogs.
You get a treat. You get a treat. You get a treat. Everybody gets a treat. Yay! Okay, now it's my turn. And
Yes.
ugh, ugh, wretch, disgusting. I don't know. Look, all I did was not watch short form content. I didn't stop watching content. I just stopped watching short form content. And I expected it to be this mind-boggling, challenging. What are you doing, Sneha?
Sorry, I have to charge my phone.
Sneha wanted to stare at the wall too. Okay, hi, Sneha. Okay, I expected this to be a challenging thing that would make me feel better and my mind feel more clear. But like I just filled it by, by watching other content and just like doing other stuff. So it wasn't. It was a lot. It's a lot more disappointing than I originally thought. I guess the only things that were challenging was that I would see these goofy shorts that was like I have to see what's happening here, but knowing that I can't click on it and I can't see why Robert Downey Jr. is like holding his legs back in a yoga pose. Okay, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay,
Yeah.
that was like, what is he doing? Why is he looking at me like that? But yeah, I couldn't click on that, and it was like it had my curiosity going, and it gave me some things to think about. But yeah, that was basically it. It was like literally all my okay for you listeners out there. When I was doing my log, literally all my logs were meh, and sometimes I would put a typo
Yeah.
in there, and then it was in contrast to Swada's essays and Sneha's essays, and
Yeah.
it's like I felt like, oh my god, I'm just doing nothing. So yeah.
Yeah,
I
you had
doubt
to
you guys
bring
have
it.
any questions, but if you guys have any questions, go ahead.
Hmm. Do you think there would be like a better alternative? Like, do you think like screen time would have been a better alternative? Like something more screen time focused?
I think you brought this up earlier, but if it was don't play Cyberpunk for a week, I think that would have been a lot more a lot more impactful. If I'm being honest, I spent a lot of time on Cyberpunk this week.
Yeah, no, I
So-
can tell. You were like playing it up until the very second we started the podcast.
No, I started playing. No, it's the thing is right. So I completed the story and I literally 100% completed the game, which is actually insane because there's like hundreds and hundreds of side quests. But like now, all I do, I play it as a fidget toy. The same way Swada fidgets with her orange little thingy, her orange jongari or whatever.
Wow.
Like the same way I
Calm
spend
down like
Cyberpunk just
that.
killing people and running people over with the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, mindlessly because it's kind of satisfying. I don't know what that says about me, but yeah.
No,
Okay.
yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know if I have any questions, bro.
Vignesh, what did you think of the whole
We
experience?
said
Was it like
that.
more than you expected or less? I'm asking myself the questions now. I think it was fine. I think I would give it a scale of 5 out of 10. Yeah, thank you, Vignesh, for the question. Yeah, no problem, man. Okay. Okay, if you guys have no more questions and nothing else to add, do you guys want to wrap up the podcast?
Wait, I have a question.
Just kidding.
When
You
you-
guys forgot about the wheel.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the wheel.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I forgot my
don't
question.
just ignore
Is that
that.
a
I forgot
test?
about it about a second ago. Yeah. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay, never mind. It's not a test. We didn't fail.
Yes.
Sorry,
Go
what?
ahead,
You wanted to ask a
Oh.
question?
Oh, yeah, my question is not that important, but like, did you ever at any point click on Instagram Reels this week? When you were on
No,
Instagram?
I did not click on it once. Only
Really?
time
Okay.
I checked on it was my what is it? The post that we made, the two
Okay.
clips. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, nice job.
Yes.
Yes. That's all.
Okay.
Just wanted to...
Okay. You wanted to have some consolation for you not for you not doing your thing all the time. Okay. All right. Are you guys ready to spin the wheel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wheel of names. Okay. I'm gonna start streaming it.
Those are names.
Okay.
Oh,
All
there-
right. You guys ready? Okay.
Yes.
3, 2,
Wait, who's this for?
1.
Wait, who's
Huh?
going first?
Oh,
Who is
right.
this
Good
for?
question. This is for Swada. Okay.
Okay.
3,
Oh,
2,
okay.
1. Spin the wheel.
The wheel.
No way.
Wait, no,
Wait,
this one is
should
off
this
the
be
list,
taken
right?
off?
Yeah, this should be taken off. Let's try again. Okay, 3, 2,
Okay.
1. Spin the wheel.
The wheel.
The timing. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Okay. Are you okay with this
Okay.
one, Swada?
Yeah.
And it has to be a
Yes.
different person, just to clarify.
Okay.
Okay.
Every day, right?
Yes, every day. And then yeah. And it also has to be like it can't be like a small thing where you just tell them I was good. Like it has to be like some sort of significant way. Does that make sense?
Okay. You want me
Okay.
to change lives? All right.
No, I meant like you like I don't
I'm
know.
kidding.
Okay.
Like time-wise, like
time wise,
spending a
yeah,
good
yeah.
amount of
Like
time.
spend like a good amount of time helping people. That's what I mean. Okay. Yes. Okay. All right. Let me know when you wrote it down in the log channel so I can remove it.
Yeah.
You got it?
One sec. Oh, you can exit out of it.
Okay. All right. Sneha, I'm gonna roll for you next. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Spin the wheel.
And the wheel.
Oh my god.
Wait, I want to do this one.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I wish I
Okay.
got that.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm done with this one.
Okay. Let me know when you wrote it down.
Yes. And I will do it on the piano.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Now it's time for me, guys. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Spin
Spin the
wheel.
Whoa.
You guys are so over with this. Huh. What? No, wait.
What does that mean?
Okay.
Okay. All right, guys.
This is I wish I got this, but this is a good one.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna be beating Minecraft hardcore. Okay. I wanted a more life impacting one. I'm not going to lie, guys.
Do you have a reroll?
Look. Okay. I'm gonna reroll, but I'm not gonna remove this one. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Because I think this is a good
Are you
one for. I would love to see Sneha do this. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, I'd like to
Yeah.
see Sneha or Swada do this. Okay, so I'm gonna reroll,
That would be
and whatever I
funny.
reroll, I'm gonna choose between that one or this one. But I have no rerolls left after this. Oh, do I want that?
Yeah.
Oh, do I want to not have any more rerolls? Sure, why not? Let's just do it. Spin the wheel.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I really wanted this one for you. This one was meant for you.
What
Please.
am I supposed to say? No.
Yes.
What am I supposed to say?
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
Perchance.
Wee
We
No, the
see.
thing is, right? The thing is, like, I bet you.
Sure.
I said yeah already. Like, it's just, it's just like, how am I supposed to do this?
Just like make a conscious effort not to do it.
How is this gonna change my
Yeah.
life? Like, oh my god, I should just not say yes, guys.
Wait, so you can choose
said
between
it.
the last
Oh
one
my
and this
I
one?
could choose between the last one and this one. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Another thing is,
But
I'm
I'm-
imagining doing logs for beating Minecraft hardcore, and it was, oh my god, it's just so stupid. I almost got shot by a skeleton today, guys.
Yeah.
You know what? Fine, I'll do the Minecraft hardcore one.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
That one, the second one was basically made for you, though.
Hmm?
So, just saying.
Yeah.
No, Sneha
it's
is
fine.
pressed right now. Sneha's like, no, no, I
It's
can't
fine.
believe this is happening. Okay, can someone type it out for me? Because I can't exit out
Yes.
and go to the channel. Yeah. Okay.
I'll
I
do
got
it.
you. Oh, Swada, you can do
Oh,
it.
we're both doing it.
Swada's got it. Okay. You look annoyed.
Oh no, I'm just like thinking. Like, it sounds cool until you do it.
Wait, so is this a really hard thing to do?
No, it's just that I don't think I'm gonna be able to make good content out of it. So
Mm.
yeah, like how am I supposed to make a log about not saying yeah? I just guys didn't say it today. Yay! Like that's
Yeah.
all that's gonna happen. Okay, at least there's something for me to talk about when I do Minecraft hardcore, a new perspective on life or whatever. Who knows? Okay, so yes. Also, Swada, you're welcome to join me. Okay, if you're welcome to do this multiplayer if you whenever you want to join. Okay, so yeah. Okay.
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 All right.
All right.
Well, okay. Are you gonna kill me like last time? That's the real
Look,
question.
Boker, I'm dealing with Boker and Zoker. Okay. All right. This is a new
Okay.
man. Okay.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay, bud.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Write down your what your initial thoughts are going to be, guys, for like your initial expectations, and like really think about this. Don't make it like like make it so like what you would want to read when you're looking back and see what your initial expectations are. Okay. I'll write mine after the podcast because I'm recording. But yeah. Yeah. Feel free to like to say it out loud, like as you're typing.
Okay.
Okay. My first thing is, how do I find people to help? This is
Hey
gonna be a bit of
you!
a challenge.
Do you need
Finding
help?
people.
Like right now, in a significant way.
Can I offer assistance?
For free? That's for free. It may be
Wait, and the
$1.
challenge part of it will be it can't just be your family. Like you can help your family some days, but it should be other people.
You
too.
can only help your family once,
Yeah.
but it has to be for all the other 6 days has to be somebody else.
Well, if it's a different person every day, I have 3 people to exploit in my family, and then I'll find other ways
No,
to help.
you can only do your family once, okay? And the 6 other people have to be
But
different.
they're all different members. What do you mean?
No, because we all help our family in one way or another every day.
Yeah, but maybe
So-
the sibling
If I'm
dynamic is
finding-
different. So one with your sister and then one with one of your parents.
Yeah, you can't do one parent and the other parent. It's gonna be one with your parents and one with your siblings, okay? And then you have to do 5 different people, okay? For the other 5
So
days.
it's not happy about that.
Grrr! Okay. What are your initial expectations, Sam?
I'm thinking
What was yours again?
it was learn a new song every day on my piano.
Oh, right.
I played piano for like 5 years up until like 9th grade, and then I stopped. So I definitely expect a learning curve. I think I'm gonna try to relearn the piece that I played at like a piano recital at school.
Okay. Okay. Also, Staya, would you be comfortable with recording one of your songs at the end of the week and sharing it with
Yeah,
us?
I'll
Okay,
record
we'll
the-
make it a clip and we'll post it on Instagram. Okay.
No!
yes.
That's hilarious.
I think
I
it'll
don't
give you
think she
more
consents
motivation.
to this.
It'll give you more motivation. Okay. All right. All right, because you'll be
I don't
performing
think
for the
she
world.
consents to this.
That would be, oh my god. Okay.
You don't
I don't
have to.
even
You don't have. Okay, if you don't want to, it's completely.
No, I don't know. We'll see how it turns out.
Okay, do this with the expectation that you're gonna be uploading a clip. Okay. Okay. If things go really bad, as a last resort, you can drop out. But like, do it with the expectation, with like 90% that you're gonna post a clip on Instagram. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Because
That's
also,
like-
I think it'll serve as good promotion. Okay, for a podcast.
That's
okay?
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. That's definitely gonna make me lock in. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
So.
see?
Okay. I think
Any more initial expectations, Swada? I see you scheming over there. Any more initial expectations?
Yeah, no, I was low-key thinking it's gonna be hard to look. First of all, finding people is gonna be hard, but then also it seems like this would be if I have to help them like a meaningful way, like do something at least somewhat big. It's probably gonna be a little time consuming. I just hope I can actually make it happen and that they have stuff for me to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like finding out how to make it happen is like harder than like actually doing the thing itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
you volunteer at the hospital still.
Yeah,
I stopped doing that in like
but
January,
volunteering
no,
would
December,
be a
so.
great way to do it. If you could just,
Mhm. It's like
You're
figure out
volunteer.
another.
there's so many
Like,
places to
oh.
volunteer, Swada. Okay,
Yeah.
they're gonna knock at your door and ask you to join the church.
Oh,
okay, if you
okay.
ask that question again. Huh.
Yeah.
I mean, like, but like realistically speaking, I'm also thinking about like, because my chances to leave the house are gonna be limited because I don't have means of transport anyways. So like I'd have to like also like work with in the confines of like my neighborhood too, I guess.
Hey,
And
you
then
could also
also,
be like,
like-
hey, did you help with your homework with any of your friends, or like just ask them what they need help with. You can just do like a
Yeah.
mass. You need help with anything
Yeah.
to a lot of people,
Yeah.
if you want to.
Or like you can bake cookies for your
Oh,
neighbor.
you can also go to the library, ask if you need volunteering. I'm sure your parents would like to drop you at the library, or go back to school and see if you can help out a teacher or like be their TA for a day or something like that. You know, so yeah.
I will make it work. Well, also
If you
the thing
need any ideas, okay, feel free to just put it in the channel, co-host private space, okay, and we'll try to help you out, okay. So yes, we don't want finding help to be the hardest part of the challenge. We want doing the help to be the hardest part of the challenge.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. Are y'all done with writing down your initial expectations? Anything more you want to add?
Not really.
Okay. All right. I'll start saying my initial expectations. First of all, I'll probably think this is really dumb, like really, really dumb. But also, I think that I'll enjoy it more than I think I will because I'm just free now. My senior project presentations are done. So, oh yeah. Also, yesterday, there's some people I reached out to. They have a pretty big audience, and they're doing like a modded Minecraft series, right? And they have like a pretty big audience, and I managed to like be part of their team. So like I'll be recording videos with them, right? I'll be streaming and stuff with them. They have like 1,000 or something subscribers, so it's gonna be pretty cool. I might like make that a part of the challenge, you know, and surviving that. So yeah. So yeah, maybe yeah, if I can do that as well, I think in two birds with one stone, it'll be pretty fun. And also, I'm not sure if I can beat Minecraft vanilla hardcore, let alone the Minecraft like Dawncraft, like the modded like actual like modded Minecraft hardcore. But we'll see. Okay, we'll see what happens. Okay, and I'm planning to enjoy the ride, enjoy the process. Okay, of being Steve. Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That was good.
all right. I think that's it, guys. Okay, all right. The time to wrap up, and it's about time that we put
It
In
perspective.
What is
Thank you,
that?
listeners. Thank you, listeners, for listening.
Okay.
And check out our next episode this Wednesday where we have a guest, Shema, joining us. All right. Till then, see you guys. Bye.
See y'all.